In the heart of the great demon palace of Garek, Prince Alex von Hallein confronts the powerful demon king Repenhard alongside his companions, Swordstar Cyrus, Holy Maiden Aaron, Light Mage Jade Arkwright, and Fist King Teslon. They stand united against the embodiment of darkness, ready to end his reign of terror. But as they exchange words of defiance, Repenhardt's true nature is revealed. He's not the ruthless tyrant they believe him to be, but rather a sorcerer who sought to unite the oppressed non-human races against human tyranny. Repenhardt's journey began when he discovered the forgotten cultures of elves, dwarves, orcs, and trolls enslaved and exploited by humanity. Moved by their plight, he delved into their ancient magic and traditions, forging alliances and learning powerful new spells. But as Repenhardt's power grew, so did the fear and misunderstanding from the human kingdoms. They saw him as a threat to their dominance and launched relentless attacks against him and his newfound allies. Faced with the relentless aggression of the human kingdoms, Repenhardt took a stand and founded the Antares Empire, a beacon of equality for all races. Yet despite his efforts to coexist peacefully, he was branded as a demon king and became the target of fear and hatred. As the empire flourished, Repenhardt's enemies continued to plot against him, sparking a series of devastating wars that threatened to engulf the continent in chaos. Despite his best efforts to maintain peace, Repenhardt finds himself embroiled in a never-ending cycle of conflict. With each victory against his enemies, the legend of the Demon King grows, fueling the fear and hatred of those who oppose him. But amidst the chaos of war, Repenhardt remains steadfast in his belief in equality and justice for all races. As he fights to protect his people and forge a better future, the true meaning of his path becomes clear, not as a conqueror, but as a champion of hope in a world consumed by darkness. As the forces of humanity converge on the great demon palace of Gairak for the ultimate showdown, Repenhardt prepares to make his final stand against the tide of hatred and ignorance. With his companions by his side, he faces his destiny with courage and determination, ready to confront the demons of his past and pave the way for a brighter tomorrow. But as the battle reaches its climax, Repenhardt must confront the harsh realities of war and sacrifice. In the end, will he emerge victorious as a hero or be consumed by the darkness that threatens to consume them all? Repenhardt, once a feared demon king, finds himself on the brink of death after a fierce battle against the hero, Alex, and his companions. Faced with his impending demise, Repenhardt reflects on his past actions and regrets his passive approach to helping other races. He realizes he should have established a strong nation to protect them instead of merely retaliating against invasions. With his last ounce of strength, Repenhardt uses a powerful artifact to cast a spell for temporal regression, hoping to rewrite his past mistakes. Miraculously, the spell works and Repenhardt finds himself alive, albeit in an unfamiliar place and time. He discovers he has reverted to his younger self, a muscular boy, with a warrior's physique instead of his usual mage form. Confused and shocked by his new appearance, Repenhardt confronts his reflection in a mirror, realizing that the muscular boy staring back at him is indeed himself. Struggling to come to terms with this revelation, Repenhardt questions his identity and wonders how he ended up in this situation. Despite his initial shock, Repenhardt resolves to embrace his new reality and uncover the truth behind his transformation. With determination in his heart, he sets out on a journey to discover his past and understand the circumstances that led to his current predicament. As Repenhardt embarks on his quest for answers, he encounters allies and adversaries alike, each offering clues that gradually piece together the puzzle of his past. Along the way, he learns valuable lessons about courage, friendship, and the importance of embracing one's true self. Armed with newfound knowledge and inner strength, Repenhardt prepares to confront his destiny head-on. With his past regrets behind him and a newfound sense of purpose guiding him forward, he sets out to forge his own path and rewrite the fate that once seemed inevitable. As Repenhardt's journey unfolds, he faces challenges and obstacles that test his resolve and push him to the brink of despair. But with each trial he overcomes, he grows stronger and more determined to carve out his own destiny, no matter the odds stacked against him. In the end, Repenhardt emerges victorious, not just in defeating his enemies, but in finding peace within himself and embracing the person he was always meant to be. With a newfound sense of purpose and a bright future ahead, he sets out to build a better world for himself and those around him, leaving behind the shadows of his past once and for all. In a mysterious turn of events, Repenhard finds himself in the body of Teslon, a disciple at the Unbreakable Gym martial arts sect. Confused and bewildered by his new appearance, Repenhard struggles to comprehend what has happened to him. As he examines himself in the mirror, Repenhard is interrupted by Gerard, the imposing master of the gym. Gerard, mistaking Repenhard for Teslon, chides him for not being ready for training. Despite Repenhard's protests and confusion about his identity, Gerard remains firm and drags him to the training ground. At the training ground, Repenhard is tied to a stake and subjected to brutal punishment by Gerard, who believes Repenhard is suffering from amnesia. Gerard's method of restoring memory involves relentless beating, leaving Repenhard in excruciating pain and desperate for escape. As Repenhard endures the punishment, he reflects on his determination to survive and regain his lost memories. Meanwhile, Gerard remains determined to cure what he believes to be amnesia through his harsh training methods. The scene unfolds with intensity and uncertainty as Repenhard grapples with his new reality and struggles to come to terms with his identity in the unforgiving world of Unbreakable Gym. The Unbreakable Gym is a unique martial sect with a strange philosophy. Instead of focusing on traditional martial arts training like breathing techniques and mastering skills, they prioritize building a perfect body first. Their leader, Gerard, believes that relying on weapons and armor is a sign of weakness. He thinks true martial artists should overcome their frailty by perfecting their bodies. He teaches that a strong body makes learning skills easier and quicker. To achieve this, they use a method called the Unbreakable Aura to heal and strengthen the body. They also use special baths filled with expensive healing potions and herbs. These methods make the body extremely resilient and robust. Repenhard, a disciple of the Unbreakable Gym, initially finds this philosophy absurd. But as he undergoes the training and experiences its benefits, he starts to understand its logic. While immersed in the healing waters, Repenhard reflects on his situation. He realizes he has been reincarnated into the past and wonders about his existence in this time period. Despite the initial skepticism, Repenhard begins to appreciate the effectiveness of the Unbreakable Gym's training methods. Repenhard thought about two ideas. One is that maybe his future self-soul is in his body now, along with his current young self. The other is that maybe the soul of Teslon, the Martial King, is inside him now. Repenhard couldn't tell which idea was more likely. Both were beyond normal magic knowledge. He worried about how this would affect him now. If there were two identical souls in one body, nobody knew what would happen. It might be dangerous. As a magician, Repenhard knew he had to consider all possibilities, even bad ones. But it would be 10 years before young Repenhard became a real magician. During that time, he should have been studying at the Delphia Mage Tower. It doesn't seem like they'll affect each other for now, he thought. And if Teslon's soul was in his body, if Teslon remembered his past, he might try to harm Repenhard. But Teslon's power came from his own body, not Repenhard's weak one. It might take Teslon years to get strong again, if he could at all. Training here is tough. Maybe it's impossible, Repenhard thought. But Teslon might find a way to train alone, considering his strength. Thinking about it made Repenhard's head hurt. He needed to figure out what was really happening. For now, I need to escape from this place, he decided. He was too tired to think anymore. He fell asleep quickly. An hour later, Gerard woke him up for dinner. Repenhard was starving and eagerly joined Gerard. But the meal surprised him. It was a huge pot of stew, enough to feed an army. Repenhard ate as much as he could, feeling grateful for the food. Even though the training was brutal, he knew he needed the energy. After dinner, Gerard made him exercise again. Repenhard followed along, knowing he needed to get stronger to escape.